Welcome aboard to this episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to following the entire story of One Piece from beginning to end as we focus on each volume. We keep the discussion spoiler-free for new fans of the series, so this is the perfect place to follow along, whether you're new to the series or just want to revisit the world of One Piece with us. This week, we will be covering the second part of Volume 74, Ever at Your Side, which covers chapters 738 through 742. My name is Joel. I'll be your host. Joining me today, we have Evan.
What's up?
And we have Cody.
Yo.
Okay, and just like that, everyone lost control of the podcast.
It's that easy.
Like, are we like seeing Laboon in this this episode? Like, what's going on here? Like,
you let me talk for more than 2 seconds. You didn't know this would happen.
There is a Laboon in this.
Oh, foreshadowing.
Ooh. What could he mean by this? A certain whale.
Yep.
Yeah. So, no Laboon in the main story. So, what we do have in the main story is we're currently in the middle of Dressrosa. Things have been progressing with the Colosseum. You know, all the storylines have been kind of starting to converge. So let me just give a little recap for where we left things off. The last block of the Colosseum tournament ended with Rebecca as the winner, and the final round began. Below, Usoland and Roboland infiltrated the underground port where Sugar and the Smile Factory are located, while Frankie caused a distraction outside the House of Toys. Viola guided Luffy, Zoro, and Kinemon to the palace, where they ran to Pika, who has the ability to assimilate and freely move through the stone walls. As the toy soldier attempted to make it to the palace through the elevator, he was attacked by Lao G. Usoland's group found Sugar in the officer's tower with Trebol. The Tontada prepared an extra spicy grape to feed Sugar in order to knock her out. Leo's ready to make his move with the entire plan depending on this.
Extra spicy.
No pressure. All right, so let's see how this plays out. Starting with chapter 738, Trebol Army, Special Officer Sugar. Before Leo can make his move, Roboland stops him once she notices Trebol killed a fly with the accuracy to hit it between the eyes with his shot. With his snot. At the Smile Factory, the Tontada are forced into slave labor and manipulated into doing it by Doflamingo's factory managers, convincing them the fruit is needed to make medicine to save their princess. Roboland, still in disguise, approaches Trebol to report a disturbance on the dock that needs his attention. She draws him away from Sugar in an attempt to give the Tontada an opening to feed Sugar the grape. The Tontada go to attack Sugar, but she turns her attackers into toys, forcing them to attack their friends, who now don't remember them. As Trebol starts to realize there was no trouble, Sugar uses the speaker to warn Trebol it was a trap. Roboland manages to escape, but Trebol sends a ship flying right into the officer's tower.
Pretty recklessly.
Yeah, imagine if you just took out Sugar just like that, and he's the reason why this plan actually worked.
Right? This seemed a little reckless. Although the sticky fruit is pretty cool and gross.
Yeah, cool is not the word I would use. Gross is probably more the word I would use.
Yeah.
I would say cool. You're interesting.
Yeah, it's cool how gross it is.
Yeah.
If you ask Trebol, he would say it's cool.
This is true.
Yeah, so we can see right off the bat, Trebol has pretty good control over his abilities here, where he's able to kill this fly very accurately, and Robin notices that the shot is right between his eyes, so he has deadly aim. So he's kind of on the lookout for little small disturbances. So she kind of catches Leo recognizing that he's about to rush into danger and possibly get himself killed if he just goes through the plan. So she kind of saves his life here by telling him to hold back.
Yeah. Really smart catch by Robin. But there's a speech bubble of Robin when she's spotting the fly that's been assassinated. And there's a speech bubble that says, New
My guess is she's kind of like coming through the ground kind of deal. Like she's kind of slowly like
I love that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I did notice that one because it's such a funny onomatopoeia.
Yeah. and it's got like
Wasn't
this
her,
weird font. I was like,
but
what's happening here?
yeah, I'm like assuming she's not actually saying yerk unless she's kind of like struggling. She's like, "Yerk."
But we do have the foosh onomatopoeia, which is like her head like like
Yeah.
coming out of the ground. We got the onomatopoeia for the sound of her head coming out. And then it looks like a speech bubble on top of that.
I think the flush might be the flower petals. So it's kind of them
Oh,
being carried by
although
a wind, like whoosh.
okay,
Mm.
because I'm realizing now that we also do get a Twitch speech bubble from Fly.
He's actually saying Twitch. He's saying follow me on my Twitch stream.
Twitch, his last words.
Yeah. So I think he's just using the speech bubbles for the onomatopoeia, but it's there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So it's not always consistent, but that's my reading of that. But could be wrong.
Yeah, me too. I just thought it was funny to
It
picture
is
them
fun.
saying their onomatopoeias. This is our first look at the factory here.
Yeah.
I think it's cool how this like the artificial devil fruit factory is lit by sunflowers. Like who would have
Mm.
thought? Sunflowers creating sunlight. Brilliant. Brilliant. Love it. Pretty sizable. Like I thought this was like a small covert thing, but we got like a whole orchard in here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's full in operation. Yeah. That sunflower touch. I think that's also a great idea as to like how they're keeping the plants going. It's kind of like they're getting this kind of natural light kind of
Yeah.
situation here. And it's also like illuminating like the factory area. So I think that was a really smart concept to incorporate here.
Yeah. So cool.
And yeah, what do you guys think of how the Tentata are being manipulated here?
It's so awful. It's so despicable. Like just taking advantage of them like this is just like heartbreaking. Using their gullibleness against them. It's pretty cruel.
Yeah. So I
Just like
mean,
the
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, like, literally the commenting on it saying, "Oh, they have to know something's up." Like, just the ridicule of them behind their backs just makes it hurt even more.
Yeah. They know exactly how cruel they're being.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they're essentially, like you said, taking advantage of their gullible natures and using that against them in a way to force them into this labor. They're concerned for their princess, and we see that they're forced to produce the smile fruits in order for what they think is to make medicine for the princess who they're saying is like in quarantine. So it's like, oh, you can't go see her because you're gonna get sick too. We can't have that. So they're being fed this lie. So their motivation for working is to help their princess, but really they're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it just to produce a smile fruit for for their black market business. And we see that they start to collect these devil fruit, the smile fruit, and like we see that like some of them aren't fully formed, and then they kick like the whole cart over. So like all the work that they've been doing, they're like, oh, that was for nothing. You guys are useless. Like you guys are, pay attention. Like we need to get ripe fruit. We need to get ripe fruit. Yeah. So then they try to make them like feel guilty for not working hard enough to protect their princess.
Yeah. This manipulation feels a lot like Caesar from the last arc.
Yeah.
Feeding lies, telling them that this is for a good cause and they need this to cure somebody from an
Yeah.
Mhm.
illness, not build an army of super zones.
Yeah. And what do you guys think of this confrontation with Sugar?
Okay, I have a few questions. So, first of all, Robin stepping up big here,
Mhm.
taking
100%.
on the role, like just like playing it cool, being a huge asset, just like using her abilities immaculately. But I don't know if this was always the plan, but I didn't realize they were like going to come in, confront Sugar, knock her, and then knock her out with the grape. Like I thought like the whole point of making it a grape was to like sneak it into her basket and then she'd accidentally eat it unbeknownst. Like why make it look like a grape that she's trying to eat if you're not being subtle at all? Like why does it
Yeah.
have to be, like I thought the whole plan was like, let's make this grape that would be inconspicuous in her bowl of grapes that she's always eating, and then she'd unknowingly eat this thing and knock herself out.
I
And then
think
they're
the
like, "We're gonna
plan
knock her out and then feed her the grape." Or it's like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, I think the plan was initially for Leo to run and sneak it into her bowl, but
Yeah.
then Robin stopped Leo.
Gotcha. They're
So
saying there's no way we can sneak past them because they'd pick up on it.
yeah, initially, but now Trouble's gone. I feel like it's almost like a lack. a lack of
That's yeah.
like tact on the Tontada part. Because also when they came
Yeah.
in, they were like at first like in the previous chapter, they're like all shouting and it was I was like, you gotta keep it down, we're gonna get caught. So like they're not exactly the most aware of like that kind of stuff. So I think they kind of
Yeah.
get a little excitable and they kind of jump the gun a little bit. So yeah,
Sure.
I think they didn't approach us in the best way, but I think they were initially trying to sneak it in, but that kind of like has gone out the window, and now they're like, we just need to get her to eat this at like any cost necessary.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting now because as I go back in this chapter and I see Robin lead Treble away, and first off, Robin stepping up, and anytime Robin like puts on some facade or some role, it's always A plus.
Yeah.
She always
Oh
she
yeah.
always gets so into it. It's great. But Usopp's literally saying, "Oh, it'll be easy for me to handle this," and like your success will be a great source of confidence to you. If anything goes wrong, I'm gonna ensure that everyone's saved to the end. So I wonder if that may have emboldened them a little bit and maybe made them act a little more brazenly
Mm,
than they would have earlier. So
Perhaps.
no bravado there. Yep.
yeah, Usopp's had some unintended consequences there. Something I'm starting to wonder about now.
I think that's a good point. I
I
do
can
feel
see
like
that.
that was an effect on them. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure they have many words they want to share with Sugar. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
taken so many of their friends and family, and so yeah, maybe emboldened by Usopp's little pep talk, they're like, you know what, we're gonna tell her exactly how we feel.
It'd be hard not to.
It'd be hard not to. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they have the the great hero Usoland to back them up. So yeah, they can't fail.
It's an insurance policy. Easy peasy.
The only problem is they think they're dealing with a innocent little girl, but we know that she's no little girl. We don't know how old she is.
That's true. But yeah, she makes pretty quick work of the Tontadas here when she turns them into toys.
Yeah, and
And
that whole step of them immediate, like everyone having known them, losing their memories of them is like it's kind of a hard ability to wrap your head around, but like right here you see it happening instantaneously, and it's pretty
yeah,
wild. Like
yeah,
it's such a unique and strong like aspect of that ability.
right. Like they literally just saw these people walk into the attack, and then all of a sudden that person's vanished from their memory, like right in front of their eyes.
Wild.
And then they're like the ones that are turned into the toys are forced to now fight their friends who are trying to
Mhm.
achieve their goal. So now they're in the exact situation that
Conscious,
they're trying
yeah.
to save the people from. So yeah, immediately the tables turned on them.
And the toys are conscious of what's happened,
Yeah.
but they can't do anything about it. It's a twisted, twisted thing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Robin's ruse doesn't buy them that much time. So yeah, Treble starts to get wise as to like what's going on because they get to the ship and Treble's like, "What's going on? Like, what's the issue?" And like, "Oh, no, everything's good." So Robin's like, "All right, here's my chance to get away."
Yeah, we see Robin going like full shadow clone here.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like prep time Logia's here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the real Robin's sitting at home on her couch watching Netflix.
No bees in sight.
Got all these copies running around.
All right, we got anything else on this chapter?
I'm good. Hopefully everyone didn't get killed by Treble throwing a entire ship through the roof.
Yeah, just I guess just crazy that the stick powers are strong enough to like have that level of strength to carry a whole ship. That's just impressive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so
Wow,
this guy's got some serious power.
for real.
All right, and the other thing I wanted to mention was before we do move on was the art request at the beginning of the chapter. So I previously mentioned that we would start to see more requests from Notice Skywalker, and we had another one like basically the next chapter. So it was like two in a row. We had Notice Skywalker requests.
That's insane.
So I actually did kind of look
Oh
into it a little
wow,
bit
it
more.
is back to back.
Yeah. So I actually looked into it a little bit more, and he did eventually create his own YouTube channel. And on his channel, he has videos of him going to different places to get like inspiration for his requests, or him like writing the postcards and stuff to Oda. So he has like a whole video of his process. I think he's had like 41 videos of him doing this. So he's done at least
Wow.
41 requests to Oda.
That's incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's still active on there. I could be wrong. I just looked at it quickly. I didn't go through all of them, but I just wanted to kind of get a sense for like what was going on there. So I just thought it was interesting.
I have to admit, the prompts are pretty good. The
Yeah.
requests.
Yeah, so just keep an eye out for that guy.
Let's eventually make our own Noah Skywalker cover request tier list.
Return of Noah Skywalker.
All right. Well, let's get into the next chapter. We have chapter 739, Captain. In the aftermath of Trebol's attack, Robin finds Usoland and tells him Leo's entire group has been caught in Trebol's mucus. Treble is able to easily trick the Tontatas into giving away any information he asks, wondering what their intentions were. He sets his mucus on fire, harming all of the Tontatas. Usoland finds Leo and tells him that they need to get out of here, but Leo is determined to see the plan through. While the toy soldier is being beaten by Lao Ji, he begins to reflect back on his interaction with his daughter that morning. He tried to convince Rebecca not to fight in the tournament, but after the hope everyone felt before being cast back down into despair, she tells him it's better to fight for their future instead of sitting back and hoping for a future that will never come true. He tells her he forbids her from competing today, but she lashes back, shouting that he's not her father. He decides to leave, though Rebecca immediately feels remorse and tries to explain she just doesn't want him going off to his death. In the present, Rebecca is fighting for her life against Diamante, who manages to land a heavy blow to her, cracking her helmet. Lucy orders Bartolomeo to protect Rebecca. As she lays on the ground, Diamante taunts her, asking if she knows how her mother died. Some of the Tontatas arrive to help their captain to get away from Lao Ji. Usoland asks Leo why he has so much faith in the toy soldier. He explains that he was the first person in the country to be turned into a toy, but Sugar didn't bind him to a contract first, which was a mistake. Without him, nobody would know what happened to all the people who turned into toys. Nobody remembers him, but before, everyone knew him as the gladiator Kairos.
Called it. I partially called it.
Yeah, you did say he was possibly a gladiator at some point.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure how much time we had left. Oh, sorry.
No,
Keep
go ahead.
I said keep going first.
I just thought, like, with it, especially after seeing like a lot of the amputee gladiators and his, fighting abilities, it would make sense.
Yeah.
The greatest
wasn't sure how much
gladiator
longer
in
we-
all the history of the Colosseum.
Oh, the history.
Sorry,
Cody.
what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say I wasn't sure how much longer we had until this reveal, until I read this batch. And I was like, okay, Evan's so close. Is he gonna put like that last little piece there?
I know. I was so close.
If you had 5 more chapters, I could easily see you be like statue guy, 100%.
Yeah. Because, I thought Ricky was statue guy. I was like, statue guy is important. Like, statue guy is definitely coming back. But I got him jumbled a little bit.
I think Ricky
Nice.
was a really, really, really well placed red herring. I think I would have done well with that.
It definitely was.
Yeah, we do get that reveal that the toy soldier is Kairos. And one thing that I felt was really well done by Oda is this conversation in that flashback with Rebecca and the toy soldier.
Mhm.
How Rebecca says everybody knows that the legend of Kairos is fake. It's just meant to be this like unrealistic ideal to inspire these gladiators. Not realizing she's actually talking to the person who she's saying like is a fake person who didn't actually achieve that. So I thought it was very interesting that she's talking to this person who is also her father when she says, "You are not my father, so I don't act like you're my father." Again, not realizing like how hurtful that would have been to the toy soldier. She doesn't know like the truth. She can't know that. But at the same time, it's just this conversation I think is just like so like pitch perfect, and like there's like just such like layered dialogue that I think is like so well done here.
It made
Right.
me think of, for the first time in a while, Dr. Heroic in Drum Island, when he said, "When does a man's dream die? When he is forgotten."
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, nice callback.
That's a
Not
great
truly
callback.
forgotten. Not completely.
Yeah.
Ugh. I do love Oda using that Oda throwing into question the validity of like that symbol of freedom, because in that moment it is just a story about someone who became free that is meant to inspire. And I don't know, I feel like we've had like these archetypal figures in One Piece so far. It's just interesting to me that it is a commentary on stories of free people in a story about Luffy, who has said the king of the pirates is the freest person on the
Mm,
seas. And I'm excited to see how Oda keeps playing with that, and if there's any meta textual significance there. I think we're seeing right now. I think we're seeing people who are not Oda using the straw hat flag to tie things to freedom in the real
yeah,
world right now.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
very very
yeah,
topical.
very
yeah,
topical.
I just one love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah,
Um, I'm just I think Oda's just said something really cool up here. Is what I'm gonna say about that.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then part of this is also the people who have been turned to toys. Like this isn't common knowledge that this is the thing that happened. So there's only very few people in Dressrosa who are even aware that this is a thing. So Rebecca doesn't realize that this is even a possibility that the toy soldier was a person, let alone like, the identity of this person. So yeah, this is just something that is also part of why they've been able to keep things like so suppressed. And going back to the topic of freedom, the Tontatas are also slaves in this case. Here, they're using like we just talked about in the last chapter. Like they're using the labor of the Tontatas and taking away their freedom. There's like this whole system that is put into place to keep Dressrosa the way it is and keep people suppressed. And I think it's just kind of like showing how much of a hold Doflamingo has on this country and just like what lengths are going to keep that control. But now we're starting to see little bursts of hope here and there. And that's kind of what Rebecca was grasping onto this morning was like people had like that little glimmer of hope, and that was enough to inspire enough people to actually take action. So this is why Rebecca's all fired up, and this is why she's so motivated to fight in the Coliseum. That's why she wants to get the fruit, is because she had that moment, and now she thinks it's better to fight for a better future than to just continuing hoping for something that's never going to come. So she's realizing, in order for us to become free, we have to fight for it.
Yeah, it makes her passion like so special, and I feel like like I mean, we're already praising this scene, but I think like this back and forth and flashback with Rebecca and the toy soldier is just like so poetically done because they're basically saying the same thing to each other, right? It's like I don't want you to die, I don't want you to risk your life, I care
Mhm.
about you. And Rebecca gets so worked up about it, and she's kind of like, who are you to tell me I can't do this? Like, who do you think you are, my father? And just like how that hits really hard for the toy soldier to then almost accept it in that moment. He almost accepts her dedication in that moment because she's almost saying like it doesn't matter who you are, I'm doing this.
Yeah. So all I can do is kind of walk away at that point.
Right. It's and they're both saying, like I don't want you to die, I don't want you to do this, but they both kind of know that to get their shared goal of freedom, they are going to have to pursue these highly risky and very dangerous tasks. And it kind of just like goes to show the weight of the situation and like the severity of the situation that they're in and the
Yeah.
stakes. And I don't know, I think it's just like very poetically told and just like really well done. Just like a great scene.
Yeah, and in the toy soldier's position, he doesn't want his daughter to fight. He's like, "Oh, let me do that for you." And so again, like you said, they're kind of like they're both in a position where they want to protect the other, and that's why they're fighting. So that's the
Right.
toy soldier's motivation too. Is like I want to protect my daughter. So there's a lot of pressure on him to make this plan succeed because his daughter's also like risking her life right now. So he's like, I need to do what I can to protect her. So like we need to make sure this plan goes through. So she doesn't have to fight anymore. Like I want to not have that life for her.
Yeah.
I mean, we transition out of this back into the fight where she's fighting against Diamante. Her sword has no edge, can't even cut him. Diamante,
Mm,
yeah, literally starts breaks her helmet, clubbing her like Joel mentioned in the account of it. But yeah, just completely taunts her. Yeah, makes fun of the soldier for not being able to save her mother.
yeah, so there's more that he's not saying here, but he seems to be like telling Rebecca, "Hey, I know what happened to your mother. Do you?"
Hmm.
So yeah, he's just being very cruel here. Yeah, some hero of the Colosseum, right? He's no Kairos.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, early on, we just see that Trebol. This is really gross. But he took his mucus and made this big pile, and then kind of stuck all the Tontatas like into it. Uh,
Oh, gross.
yeah, and we
Hey,
kind of see here like how flammable his mucus is, unfortunately. So yeah, this is pretty awful that he just takes this big pile, sticks them all in, and starts like light them on fire. As terrible as this is, I did find this interaction kind of funny. How like how easily the Tontadas are giving up all this information. Treble's like, "Oh yeah, I know your friend. What was his name again? Oh yeah, you know Usoland too. Okay, like
We'll never
Yeah.
tell.
yeah,
It's just like the bare minimum resistance from Leo to be like, "Oh, you mean Usoland?
yeah."
Just wait." Just it's so good.
But it's also pretty smart of like on Treble's end to be like, "I know exactly what information I'm trying to find out. I know how to get it out of these guys." Yeah, it doesn't take much, but he's like, let me get the information out of these guys before I blow them up.
He's
But
disgusting, but he's a smooth operator.
yeah, he's slimy in all levels.
So true.
Yeah, we kind of just start to see how things are now further escalating out of control. The plan has pretty much failed at this point. So yeah, it's not looking good on that front. And then also we see the toy soldier starting to be defeated by LG. So LG is kind of a little too much for the toy soldier to handle right now, which is what prompted him to think back on his memories. But yeah, right now things
Things
are kind of like falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not going to plan.
Seeing the tin hat crumbling as he keeps getting up hurts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Him getting up is super badass, but it hurts. I think it's just a good
Yeah.
design choice. And Leo does mention when Usopp is asking, "Hey, why do you care? Why do you believe in this guy so much? Why is the soldier's just a one-legged toy? Why do you think he can help you out?" Leo does mention a contract that turns the toys into helpful sabers and stops them from rebelling against anybody. As I think we saw, was it Cavendish and Sai? Was it some of the other people? But
Yeah.
basically saying like you won't harm a human, you'll listen
Mhm.
to the Doflamingo family, like the Isaac Asimov laws of robotics sort of
Mhm.
esque commands. And it was curious. It's like, okay, well, it seems like everything the soldier's doing is counter to it. So it's cool that Oda is shedding some light on that, saying there's a little more to it than that here.
Right.
Yep. It seems at this point a little convenient that she made a mistake. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's being mentioned
Thankfully,
at least.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think we'll get a good explanation for it later on. But yeah,
Maybe.
we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else in this chapter?
No.
I really wish we got a duck pun on the first page, but I guess that's an American play on words, so I guess we wouldn't get it. But I really
Well,
wanted someone yelling "duck."
I will say
Well,
I thought today for the first time of the fact that Gulliver's and Gulliver's Travels, which was referenced by the scene where we first see the Tontadas with Robin,
Mhm.
and Gullible sound very similar.
hmm.
Oh,
I think I'm grasping at straws, but I'm just like crazy that I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. Sometimes there is that little connection.
Maybe.
And I will say, I do feel like Stephen Paul, with his translations, he does like to lean to the puns. And I was
Mhm.
actually listening to one of our episodes today where, we're appreciating the art puns for Giola.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, that was just fun. It's just something I was thinking about because I do know that Stephen Paul tends to look for those puns and like he has fun like with working them into his translations when he can. So
Yeah.
that's
I
got to
do
be
appreciate how
so.
hard he
That
works on
has
it.
to be fun.
yeah.
It can't be easy.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Good on him.
Before we do move on, so we do have the art for the beginning of this chapter, which is the Laboon balloons.
Laboons.
I need those. I need them in real life.
Laboons.
There's the Laboons.
They're
And then the
so good.
SPS, we get the Jolly Rogers for the other supernovas.
Yeah, these are fun.
So I just thought that was worth mentioning.
I like how Drake's doesn't have a skull.
Huh. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I feel like almost all of them have at least a skull
Yeah.
or a variation of it.
Oh yeah. Just
But
that
Hawkins,
symbol.
Hawkins is a little different too. I like that it's like the straw man.
Yeah,
I think his is actually pretty cool looking too.
yeah, it is.
He's got the nails for like the crossbones.
Pretty sweet.
We get it. You like Slipknot.
All right. Well, how about we flash forward into the next chapter, chapter 740. It's in your hands. Zoro decides to stay behind to handle Pika to allow Luffy and Viola to proceed to the upper part of the palace. The toy soldier ends up running into another one of Doflamingo's officers, Gladius. He wields the power of the Pop Pop fruit, which gives him the ability to inflate and burst any part of his body, as well as any inorganic object he touches. This includes tin. Luckily, Luffy arrives in time to stop Gladius with a jet stamp. Gladius is angry at Violet's betrayal, but she makes it clear she was never with them. As Luffy runs, carrying the toy soldier, Gladius manages to hit Viola's shoulder with shrapnel. Luffy grabs her as well and keeps running. He jumps out the window and uses his foot to grab the ledge of a window, a floor above, to pull them up. Inside, Kinemon puts on a disguise as Doflamingo. Gladius finds him, not realizing this is not Doflamingo, and warns of the intruders. When Doflamingo inquires about Kanjuro, Gladius mentions he disappeared from the junk pile. As Doflamingo interrogates Law in his throne room, Luffy, Viola, and the toy soldier eavesdrop. Doflamingo is suspicious as to why the Straw Hats are working with the Tontatas to go after Sugar. Law tells him he has no idea and isn't working with them anymore. On the ground, Robin attempted to force the grape down Sugar's throat, but Sugar managed to turn her into a toy instead when she managed to tap Robin's hand that was holding her. The rest of the Tontatas have been defeated as well. Sugar realized that they were trying to force her to eat one of the grapes and concluded that it must be poison. Usoland runs away, hoping to rally on Frankie, though Frankie is doing all he can to hold off as long as possible against the enemy forces.
That was a lot.
Yeah, alright, so who do you guys want to start on this one?
I'm really psyched for this Zoro Pika showdown. This panel that we get is pretty hype. I'm so ready.
Yeah, Pika seems pretty formidable.
Yeah, and in his element, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a cool design.
I like the fact that the Violet says Pika can move the walls at will, and Zoro's the one fighting that person.
So Zoro's gonna get
A
lost.
labyrinth. Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
It's like, you just gotta find me. Zoro's doomed.
Zoro picked up this weird habit of cutting through walls, and now he gets lost everywhere.
Like, Pika could just set up like a 90-degree angle, and Zoro would still get lost.
And speaking of formidable foes, we also see Gladius at work, whose ability I was very excited to see, and this is horrifying. Like, this guy gives you a firm handshake and your head explodes. Like, what? That's wild.
Okay, well, there is one detail that he mentions here, is that he can inflate his own body and inorganic objects. So this is a smart move on Oda's part, because he can't just go around and blowing up everybody.
I see.
Yeah, he does stipulate. So his body, he can explode. I'm assuming like when he explodes parts of his body, like they just like reform, kind of like Baby 5.
Okay, thank God. Because
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is horrifying. Because like when I first read through this, I thought he was about to pop Tin Man's head.
Well, the Tin Man he can pop because he's 10.
Oh, true. Because he is.
Yeah.
technically
So the
inorganic.
toys
Oh my
are not
gosh.
safe.
You're right. Whew. We got close, people. Because at first I wasn't sure like how much of it was like a perspective thing of like maybe Tin Man's like higher up, and I don't know. But then you turn the page and you see Tin Man's our soldier's head is like huge.
Yeah, it looks like he is inflating it.
Yeah,
So
quite
it's
a
close to
bit.
bursting. But with the Tantata, he's not able to just explode them directly. It looks like he grabs them and uses like his cuffs to like, inflate, and that is what blows up on them.
Gosh, I hope these Santatas are explosive resistant.
And flame resistant. Yeah,
Right.
because
Because
right now they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I think it was at this point, as he's explaining the Pop Pop fruit, that I realized his fruit makes me think about Mr. 5 from
Yeah.
Brokeworks. And there's quite a few analogs we're seeing in the Don Quixote pirates. Like Mock Vice has I forget, I think it's the Ton fruit. Miss Valentine has the Kilo fruit. Giola, this one's a little looser, but it's a general art fruit, and we had Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week with wax and painting.
Yeah.
Even Baby 5 with the arm fruit. can create blades in a way that Mr. One could create blades with like the dice fruit.
True.
So it's interesting seeing how like, oh, there's like kind of an upgrade Baroque works sort of thing going on here with their powers at the very least. But I think it also ties in with like, oh, this is what if Crocodile won?
Yeah. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
did kind of see so far there's kind of some similarities with Alabasta and Dressrosa and some parallels.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I do think Oda's kind of mentioned this. I don't think it's come up like in the SBS, but I feel like he's mentioned that there are fruits that are similar, but there's kind of like one that's considered like a generally more powerful version of a different fruit.
Mhm.
So I think we are kind of seeing maybe there's some examples of that. But that is something that I think he has stated as a concept and when it comes to the devil fruits.
I think you're right.
Interesting. They're like families.
Yeah, they're kind of like
Mm.
a little bit related in a way,
Yeah.
just maybe not
Interesting.
directly.
Yeah, devil fruit botanist. Give us the book.
But thankfully, Luffy shows up in time to save the toy soldier.
Yeah, I love this escape as Luffy jumps out of the open window at the side of the building. He then in midair asks, "Is that it? Is that the window up there?"
Yeah.
Mid leap, perfect time to ask. Wait, where are we going again? It's up there, right?
Like, yeah, first we're going down. It's like, oh wait, no, we can go up. All right, cool.
Oh, I love Luffy.
Yeah, I like how Gladius popped his helmet. So now his hair is just sticking out again. But he brought the helmet
Yeah.
like as he's going to battle. I'm bringing my weapons here.
Yep.
Yeah, and what do you guys think of this Kinemon disguise here?
Peak fiction.
10 out of 10.
Oh my god.
So good.
The bad perm. Perfect.
Incredible.
The wooden sandals still on. Perfect.
Yeah.
He's got the swords.
The young master am I. Perfect.
Yeah, no notes. Spot on. Because Kinemon can make disguises, correct?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he can make clothes.
Yeah. So has he seen Dofi in
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, I think he was with Momonosuke when they saw him at the port when he was young at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, that's right. In the flashback.
Yeah. But yeah, this is great. And
So
the
good.
little text box even says Don Quixote do Flamon. So I didn't make that up when I put it in the in the summary.
Yep.
But yeah, this is so goofy.
Pokemon.
And then Gladius is buying the disguise, which is even like it's like, wow, it's actually working. Okay. Master of disguise right here.
The fact that it's the edge lord of the group really, really buying this
Yeah, that's great.
So good.
peak. Tanjiro disappeared.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
And one thing to note is they remember who Conjuro is.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mhm.
Ooh,
indicates
that is a good point.
he could not have been turned into a toy. He was sent down to the scrap heap where people get turned into toys, but he did not turn into a toy. So what happened to him?
Curious.
Yeah, we have this little conversation with Doflamingo and Law, where Doflamingo is a little frustrated because he doesn't know what the Scouts are up to. And he's interrogating Law. But Law, I think, legitimately has no idea what they're doing because they're off script right now.
That's perfect.
So Law is like in the dark as well, but Doflamingo thinks Law is like involved in this. Like, dude, I know just as much as you do at this point. I don't know what's going on. We had a plan, but somehow we're here.
Luffy's the perfect counter. It was a match made in heaven.
So good.
His unpredictability is like going to be like the trump card. It's like, "Oh, I knew your plan, but Luffy doesn't know the plan, so we can't stop him."
Right. We have like the master plan maker, and it's like he can figure out any plan except for Luffy's plans because they make no sense and they're like unfollowable.
Luffy doesn't even know what's going on.
Right. Luffy doesn't even. Yeah, exactly.
He's improvising. Which is what's so great about him jumping out the window and being like, "Oh, let's go up there." So it's just
Right.
improvising. Like
The perfect plan is no plan because Dofi can't figure it out.
But Luffy is pretty eager to dive right in, but yeah, the toy soldier and like Violet tell him to like hold back.
Yeah.
Like now's not the time. Let's do this smart. Yeah, and then we get the unfortunate moment where Robin gets turned into a toy.
Ugh, it looks like she was so close.
Yeah.
If she had just a slightly different grip, I think she would have had her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it looked like Sugar had to use her fingers to touch Robin to activate the ability. So
Yep.
Robin was a little careless, like she was on the right track, but she kind of didn't calculate for how Sugar would have activated the ability. So like she gave just enough room for Sugar to like kind of go a little boop with her hand.
Now she's Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah, she looks like a Raggedy Ann.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is so sad because we have a Straw Hat that, for the moment, we like the rest of the crew doesn't remember even existed. So they don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta say Robin. It's like we don't even know who Robin is right now.
It's okay though because Usopp has got it.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's
He
calm,
better.
more collected. He's in control.
Yep, we're all counting on Usopp.
He has a plan. He's on it.
Yeah, his plan is hoping that Frankie will do something. So meanwhile, Frankie's taking like a whole army up above, and Usopp's like, Frankie, what are you doing? You like, come on, like stop like messing around. Like we need you to like fix everything.
This whole
Yep.
fucking thing's Frankie's fault, asshole.
Thanks, another Frankie. Yeah. So what do you guys think of Usopp in this moment?
I mean, it's disappointing.
I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disappointing.
I think especially after like what a great showing he had in Punk Hazard too. It's like damn, down the toilet in this moment. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know you guys have been typically in general more vocal about Usopp progressing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my first time through, I was disappointed with those moments. Seeing like Usopp progress, like to me, or seemingly regresses, like I think the first time through the series, I think that's understandable because you expect Usopp to have become to have grown more.
Mhm.
But this is why I try to mention that I don't think Usopp, like not to expect Usopp to really grow in the sense, because this is kind of part of Usopp's core as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, going into like something like this, knowing that Usopp is not going to all of a sudden be like this brave warrior of the sea, I appreciate that Usopp is still this character that we can tell this kind of story and he can have that kind of role, because this is like a unique Usopp thing where like this is his thing. Like he runs away scared.
Yeah.
And this is like a plot beat that you can only get from a character like Usopp. Like Luffy's not gonna be like doing this kind of thing. Zoro's not gonna be doing this kind of thing. Like Sanji, like they dive right into the danger, and we have Usopp who's running away from the danger. And what makes Usopp such a great character is because he has this flaw, and it's how he manages to overcome it that makes him a more interesting character. So he's a different character, and I think it's kind of reductive to just be like, we should have everybody be the same. Everybody's brave. Everybody stands up and fights. I like that there's that variety, and there's that uniqueness to the characters. Like Nami's also kind of in that boat a little bit. Chopper can be a little bit like that too, but this is more of like a core concept for Usopp, and this is like his thing. It's kind of his bread and butter. And I kind of feel like if we remove that, we're losing out on what makes Usopp a special character.
Yeah. I'd like to clarify real quick. When
Hmm.
I say I'm pissed off, I'm not saying that I don't like this direction.
Okay.
Um, I think this is something I've mentioned before is that like when you have a character like Usopp who is so his actions are based in fear, who is so used to being in his comfort zone, who is typically outclassed, and what that can do for your habits, or I guess for the fact that it can make breaking out of that mindset so difficult and something that doesn't get solved overnight. I do
Hmm.
think it is genuinely a more truthful expression of that character. I think the fact that this is like there is a structure. Oh, Usopp gets scared. Oh, Usopp over blah 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 blah. The fact that it happens over and over again, I think it does make sense.
Yeah.
But the stakes of this one of they literally worship you as a hero and have so much belief in you. It's like God fucking damn it, dude. But I think it works.
Yeah.
It works because you can't just have you like, oh God, he got scared over some little thing. No, it has to be a bigger deal. There has to be more for him to overcome every time he goes through this pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed off, but it works.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like I completely agree with both of you, and we have touched upon this subject a few times. I just feel like it's so interesting from a writing perspective to have a character whose like core trait and his like core being be a contradiction to being the hero or
Yeah.
reaching his goal, right? Because it's like we want him to reach his dream, which is to be this fearless warrior, right? And or what was it exactly? Not
Brave
fearless.
The Brave
warrior.
Brave,
Warriors.
brave. Yes, exactly. He like
Brave fearless, not necessarily the same thing.
his
Yeah.
flaw directly contradicts his dream of being a brave warrior. And so we want to see him making progress towards his goal. Like the other characters of the Straw Hats, we've seen them taking steps, and it seems like an upward trajectory towards their goals, and it's kind of like a one-way path. But for Usopp, I think it's again an interesting writing thing because it's like like we were saying, he does kind of have these dips and these doubts, and it's built into his like core character trait. So I agree. I feel like I've been kind of critical of the choices in the past, but I do think it works, and I think it's like making it makes more and more sense the more I see it. It's just interesting because like Cody said, it's like I'm not mad so much at the storytelling decision making. I'm just like I just really want we just want a win for Usopp here because like we want him to start making steps towards reaching his ultimate goal.
Yeah, and I think with the time skip, it's something that it's easy to expect Usopp to have made some significant progress over 2 years. And I think
Yeah,
that's kind of like after 2 years, like, oh yeah, like Usopp's probably gonna be a really brave character now. He's going to have like he got really strong. But I like that this is still an ongoing journey for him because again, his end goal is to be a brave warrior to say his dream is a little bit more vague than maybe other people's, or it seems like a simpler thing to achieve. But, I like that you say that it was such a contradiction because that is such a great thing about the character is he's a scaredy cat pirate. So, pirates are kinda like meant to be, like, rough and tough, and they get down and dirty, but, like, Usopp is afraid, so he's not like a typical pirate in that way. But he, like, wants to aspire to be more of that kind of, brave person that can take on these challenges, but he's not. He's not there, and that's something that he wants to achieve. So it'd be almost like Zoro became the world's greatest swordsman during the time skip, and he came back. Now he doesn't have that goal anymore. So it's kind of like we can't really have Usopp reach that at this point because he's still on that journey. He's still trying to progress that. Once he becomes that brave warrior, that's kind of like he's reached his goal. And I don't think we should meet that like this early on. I think it's something we need to see him keep striving for throughout the series. And sometimes when you make progress too, it's like it doesn't always mean once you reach a certain point, you're never going to come back down. Sometimes progress means like going up and down, and it's not always consistent. It's not always like an upward trajectory. So that's the important thing about progress is there's a general upward trajectory, but it's not a consistent upward trajectory. And that's why I think it's important for Usopp to have these moments, and he's not always going to be consistently a brave character. But I think having this type of character does give us unique payoffs, and I think this is why I'm always going to defend Usopp being a scaredy cat because I think he makes it makes the story more interesting. It gives us that unique perspective, and it gives us some of the most golden moments in the series. We have to see how this plays out because we're gonna get more into this coming up, and there's definitely some negatives here, and this is a flaw of his character, but this is part of his character, and I think it's an
Yeah.
entertaining way to present the story.
And I
absolutely.
think just to add on real quick, and this may be a little crack-headed, is that comparing Usopp's dream to say Zoro's dream, like you mentioned, Zoro's dream is combat focused. It's I have to defeat this strongest person. I have to actively defeat it. And that might require finer swordplay. It may require a certain technique. It may require an analysis of me or an understanding or a stricter following of Bushido or hockey or whatever. It's something that requires a different action on Zoro's part. But for Usopp, the action never changes. It's just, no, I need to not be afraid.
Mhm.
And so the way you show progress through that is by having him overcome something bigger and bigger and bigger each time. So I think that makes it a little harder to at first glance perceive the growth Usopp has toward that goal in each individual instance as it would be for say, Zoro defeating somebody, Luffy beating somebody or finding or getting to the next island or whatever. I think it's
Mhm.
because it's a more internal journey. I think it's something that might not be as readily apparent to see him make progress in.
Yeah.
Right. It's not as linear as, say, Zoro's path, or
Mhm.
like there's no interpretation for Zoro's dream. It's like, I will become the strongest swordsman through pure strength, and I have to beat the strongest swordsman to become like it's a very like there's not a lot of room for interpretation. But being like the bravest soldier is like it's very relative to your own journey, where you came from and where you made it, and like what's your definition of being a brave. Like it's there's a lot like left up to your interpretation. Or like
Mhm.
Luffy, it's like King of the Pirates. Like that's a very linear. There's no interpretation for that. It is a title that is earned globally.
Like you'll
Taking
know
the
when you
stuff.
achieve that.
Right.
Yeah.
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 It's like a very clear goal. But yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because there's going to be it's relevant here and it's going to be coming up more here. But I just wanted to kind of address that because I think it is an interesting element of like the character, and I understand people who are disappointed because I myself was disappointed my first time through the series with like moments like this, but going through the second time, like going in with this like more realistic expectation of the character, I enjoy it so much more, and I think it's more rewarding to have Usopp be this character and not be, a brave character at this point. So to me, this just gives us better like storytelling opportunities.
Yeah, I'll have more thoughts, but for
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Yeah. So how about we just move on to the next chapter? Unless you guys had any other final thoughts.
I'm good.
No?
Okay. Moving on to chapter 741, Usoland the Liar. Trebol tells everyone to get back to work as there is no one left to deal with. However, the defeated Tontatas begin to weakly cheer for Usoland. The cheers get louder, and the conversation gets picked up by the speaker so the port can hear. Trebol asks who Usoland is, to which Leo explains that he is the legendary hero who will save not only them, but everyone. Trebol tells him that they were duped, and Usoland is not coming back to save anyone. Leo defiantly shouts back that he made a promise and he would never abandon them. Trebol begins stomping on the Tontatas one by one. Taken over by guilt, Usopp shows up. He's here to admit that he lied to them. He is not a hero named Usoland. He's a pirate from the Straw Hat crew. He decided he would rather fight back and risk his life instead of leaving the Tontatas to die waiting for the hero that would never show up. He tells them his name is Usopp and they should remember it, as he is about to become their legendary hero. The toy workers hear this as well and begin putting their hope in Usopp. He launches a plant shuriken, slicing Trebol. Outside the throne room, the toy soldier finds a sword he can use. He sees King Riku is being held captive as well, and remembers his past. At 15, Kairos lived on the streets and killed someone, but he had done it because a group of them killed his friend. Riku heard the boy out. Instead of having him killed, Riku saw potential in the boy. Kairos was put in the Colosseum prison and given a sentence to win 100 battles for his freedom. He achieved this quickly, only in 4 months. Realizing he was not welcome into the world, he decided to stay in the Colosseum to continue fighting. He managed to win 1,000 victories without a single defeat. Riku found the man crying at the graves, telling Riku that people will forever only see him as a beast, wishing that everyone would just forget about him. All right, so let's just pick back up with our conversation about Usopp. Since we were just there, let's just naturally flow right into that.
Yeah.
So we do see Usopp is still, being cowardly, and we've seen this with like Usopp before, where he's kind of like talking to himself, and he's like trying to make excuses. That's part of his nature. He tries to justify why he's running away, but it's what Usopp
Mhm.
decides to do in the end. I think that's what matters. Yeah, so what do you guys think about
Absolutely.
this?
I mean, we rarely see Usopp confess to his own lies, if
Yes.
ever. That never
Exactly.
happens. So I feel like that's a huge internal win, to use Cody's really a great metaphor for last chapter. I feel like you said, it's cool how Usopp's battles are internal as opposed to some of our other Straw Hats who have more of like an
Yeah.
external battle. And I think this is like an internal battle win where Usopp confesses to his lies publicly to those he lied to. And then we see a great show of confidence here where he says that he is going to become those lies that he told them. And yeah, I think that's a huge victory.
Yeah, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
I told you guys I was this legendary hero. I'm not, but I'm going to now live up to what you guys thought I could be. So he does have the moment of growth here.
100%.
Yeah, this is a wonderful 180. I think it's incredibly well done because he didn't have to tell the truth. He could have said, "I'm back. I made it. I am the hero." But he says, "No, I'm a fucking pirate. I chickened out."
Yeah.
I don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
Yeah. I think it's Usopp owning up to his own insecurities and the way he shies away from conflict. Which at the end of the day, it's a very human thing. It's something that, especially when shonen, we don't want to see their characters because it's a quality of ourselves that we don't want to see reflected. And Usopp being willing to admit that in the end, I think is fucking huge. Good for him. How much have we discussed Usopp's lies coming true? Has it come up much? I'm trying to think back to like early episodes and things like that.
We've had a few cases.
Yeah.
I think kind of more early on, like like the little garden thing with the goldfish poop. Yeah, I think there's been a few examples.
It's nice seeing, maybe Usopp gets to be the hero here. Maybe this does end up being a lie that comes true. I don't know, just it's nice. It's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so whether or not he does succeed in being the hero, he does make his stand. So, like you said, he didn't have to tell the truth. I think that's a great point because he could have come back and he could have played it off like, "Oh yeah, I'm here, making my big heroic entrance." But the reason why he comes back is because he feels guilty, not because he's trying to be the hero, but because
Right.
he pretty much led these people into like a false sense of security, led them to possibly dying. And I think Usopp is now realizing the severity of his actions and the lies he told and how it's negatively affecting these people. Like, I don't think Usopp lies to hurt people, and I think he's seeing that his lies are now causing all these people to get hurt. And they put their faith in him, and pretty much everybody else around him has started to fall. So really, there's not many options here for anybody else to do anything. So Usopp is kind of their only hope, and the other toys around them start to recognize that because the Tontatas like start to cheer, and that kind of gets out, and like all the toys who had no hope are now like, wait, is there somebody who can save us? Like, is there actually somebody who's going to do something here? So whether or not Usopp succeeds, I think just the fact that he decides to show up, own up to his lies, which is devastating for the Tentatas here. But yeah, as much as they've been manipulated, at least somebody has telling them the truth finally,
Yeah.
which is not
Yeah.
something that happens to them too often.
Yeah. How often we see Usopp yelling brutal honesty at people? Like,
Yeah,
never. And he is brutally honest here. He says some things that are like highly questionable.
yeah,
The one thing is that so like right before the panel of him pulling back the slingshot and saying, "I'm gonna become your hero," he confesses to a lot of things. If I didn't, they wait for me till I died. True. I don't want weighing on my conscience. True. Thanks for the trust. He is doing thanks for the trust. I'd rather risk my life and go with bang. True. Wouldn't that make me look better? There's the fucking lie. That's not what he's worried about right now. But because because he doesn't feel like he's truly living up to the hero, he's gonna take that hit for himself.
Hmm.
He's gonna tarnish himself in that moment. He flipped it.
Yep.
He flipped the script on himself. Beautiful. I think something else that Joel, you made me think of it. You said that Usopp wasn't lying to hurt anybody. I think a lot of lies he's told the Tontata were actually like meant to help them and
Mhm.
to make them calmer and more confident in the situation. Because
Yeah.
in that moment, Usopp did truly have confidence in them, and that was the one way he could help.
Yeah.
It's just in this moment, it's like, fuck, I can't.
Yeah,
But
he
yes,
was
he really
hoping that everything would kind of like resolve itself and he wouldn't actually take action. But things backfired on him because like his lie just kind of snowballed to the point where he got out of control. Like at first he did it to just save himself, because like he was afraid of the Tantatas and like they were going to attack them. But he's like he had to like convince them like no, we're cool, we're heroes, we're here to help out. And then it became like, oh cool, you're a hero, you're gonna win this war for us. And like yeah, they started putting more responsibility on Usopp that he never intended to have on him, and he had to kind of play it off to keep the facade going. But it became too much, and everything just kind of fell apart around him, and all that was left was the truth.
fucking sick, Oda. Fucking sick.
Yep.
God, I
Came
love
out.
Usopp.
Yeah, and then we also get a little bit of Kairos' backstory here, just to kind of shift gears a little bit. So we see a young Kairos at age 15. Yeah, he was living on the streets, and things are pretty rough. He ended up killing somebody, but it seemed like he was trying to basically like somebody killed his friend, and he was kind of like, we need to like fight back kind of deal. So it doesn't seem like it was a malicious thing. Like he just came and like murdered somebody like out of the blue. It was kind of like they were like in a scuffle. And it's like, all right, well, I need to defend myself here. Whether or not like yeah, I don't know exactly what happened here, but we have an idea that he wasn't trying to intentionally murder somebody. That wasn't like his goal. And we see that King Riku is aware of the boy, and I think he recognizes that he's not just a bad person. Like he's somebody that has potential and deserves a second chance. So I like seeing how this plays out, and we see that this kind of also shows the King Riku's character, where he sees value in people, and even when other people aren't seeing that value, that's something that he's trying to recognize too. Do you guys have any thoughts on the this Kairos flashback?
I feel like I don't know. This might be a hot take. I feel like I have like conflicting thoughts about Riku. Just like he's this incredibly likable character. He seems like a really good guy, but he's also like the progenitor of this coliseum where he has his prisoners fight to the death for the entertainment of his people, which like is a real thing that happened in human history, and I get that. So it's like there was a society where that was normalized and was a thing, but it just seems like they probably weren't run by guys like King Rico. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It just seems like we have this really great king, and he's giving this young kid a second chance at life, and that's noble. But it's also by again fighting to the death, and it's just I don't know. I feel like I struggle with that. Just is like it's this cool thing that Otis taken from history and implanted it into this story, but like I don't know if it necessarily fits with Riku and his vision, and like his how he pictured Riku as a king.
Cody, do you have any thoughts on that?
Go off. Was my main thought. I don't know if we necessarily have to see Riku as perfect, but I definitely, and I think that's like the thing guiding me through is that like it's I'm just genuinely curious to see how Riku's perspective on the situation evolves over time.
I don't even know if
Yeah.
it's like a moral thing. I just think it's like Oda's kind of like took this cool thing from our history and implanted in here, and I think it's fun and cool, but I feel like the more we look at it, like the less fun and cool I find it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it also just seems kind of like an accepted thing in this culture and society. Just
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
but
was like,
my take is that this is probably something that's been there for who knows how long. It could be centuries.
sure,
So I don't get the impression that it's like he had this Colosseum built himself. Like it's probably something that's been like
fair,
it's probably existed.
right,
So it might be something that's just been like carried on since it was implemented, and it might be a way for them to punish people, or it might be a way to again give them a chance to like prove themselves. So I think in a way it's kind of like a death sentence for most people, but it's also like it could be something that gives them a chance at life, and it could also be like an outlet to channel these people who don't seem to fit in society, or they might be too violent for a society. So it's like, all right, well, instead of like killing these people, we can give them a chance to like earn their freedom, or at least to like channel that violence. I don't know exactly the purpose of having this Coliseum, but for the purposes of Kairos, at least, it's something that does give him an opportunity back at life. And I think with Riku here, he's recognizing that this is like that Kairos is there's more to Kairos than what people are perceiving of him. And I think he wants to give Kairos that chance to find himself.
right. It's just wild to me that
Yeah.
it's like you take a guy who like accidentally killed these guys out of like self defense in like a certain situation. We don't really know the details, but it didn't seem like he wanted to kill these people. And then the king's like, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you live, but I'm going to forcibly make you kill thousands of people." And people are then going to call you a murderer for accidentally killing these one guys and not intentionally killing these people to gain your own freedom. It's like just seems like counter. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I will say I agree with you. It does seem like an interesting inversion to what happens to Riku the night Dofi takes over.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
I guess just because like Riku is again not necessarily with bad intentions putting Kiros in this situation was like, okay, you gotta fight to the death. Okay, you're just gonna be part of this very violent world. And then Dofi basically having Riku get accused of killing all these people. I just I can't say it's like there's like a specific connection or that I can like point to what exactly Odo's trying to establish that connection. I just
Mhm.
legit think it's an interesting inversion. Riku puts someone in a situation where they are where they have to do violent acts. Dofi makes Riku seem like he has done violent acts.
I
I
see.
think that the Colosseum is very tied to public perception, in the fact that right now Rebecca has had to fight there, and everyone's saying "fuck you," you're part of the dynasty that ruined Dressrosa. We hate you. And in this chapter, Kyros is dealing with the perception of the audience as well. He gets 200 victories. People are telling him that they want someone to beat him. He thinks about the fact that people only love beasts when they're in cages.
Mhm.
He sees all the graves and saying he wishes everyone would forget about me, which goes further into the becoming a choice I didn't even think about until just now. Um, yeah. And so I guess as I think about this, the thing I could think about that the good that can come out of Kiros being in here is getting the chance to feel loved by someone for a second. Because he says people only love beasts when they're in cages. It's the one place where you can feel that love. And that is what leads him to stay there for so long, potentially. But the purpose of the Colosseum itself and whether it actually has a truly altruistic function in the society of Dressrosa, beyond like being poetic for Riku and Kiros's and Rebecca's stories, is a little murkier to me, as far as its broader purpose in Dressrosa.
Yeah, I mean, my read on it is kind of like, again, it's not like Riku put the Colosseum in place. I think it's something that they have, and it's like a culture that's probably just been going on, and he's not doing anything to like shut it
Mhm,
down. But I think it's like an accepted part of society at this point. So he's like, well, we have it, like we're going to use it, in this way. Like I'm
mhm.
not shutting it down, but I want to use it as effectively as possible, and I could use this as an opportunity for this man who thinks he has nothing to live for. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to see like if he has what it takes, and is he going to, find himself, or is he just going to just prove everybody right that he's a beast? So like either way, like it's a situation that like is going to reveal like who Kairos is one way or the other, and it's kind of like up to Kairos to make that determination as like what he wants to be. And that line that Kairos has at the end that Cody had mentioned, where he says like he wishes that everybody would forget about him. So
Ugh.
like, yeah, to me that gives like It's a Wonderful Life kind of
Yeah.
vibes, where it's like, be careful what you wish for.
Yep, that one came true.
Yeah. So yeah, with Kairos, like he's clearly not happy with the situation, and he wants more out of life, but he thinks that this is all there is for him. And he doesn't want to be killing people. That's not like the life that he wanted, but it's kind of like the life he got stuck with.
Right.
I don't know. This is solely semantics. Like the spirit of what you're saying, I agree with.
Mhm.
Um, but for me, it seems like Kairos wants very little out of life. I think he just wants to love and be loved by the people around him because this all stems from the fact that his friends were killed and that he
Yeah,
lost them. Yeah.
yeah. So
And
that's what I'm saying. Is like,
that's not to disagree with you. It just made me think of the point. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's not asking for much. But he wants to just be able to like to live, like have like just like a regular life. I think that's what we all
Yeah.
kind of desire, is to have like people who care about us. Yeah, but like he feels like he can't have like that the basic thing. Like he has nobody in his life. He's alone. So yeah, he's kind of got nothing to live for at this point.
Yeah, it sounds like he wants to start over. Like his life took a very quick turn for the worst.
Right.
He kind of just wants to go back.
I will say it is really impressive how much Oda did with such a small amount of page space.
Yeah, I agree with that
Yeah,
100%.
it's very compact compared to like a lot of backstories in One Piece, but it's really effective for the amount of time
Yeah,
it gets to breathe.
covers a lot of ground in what, like, couple pages.
Like this could be like a chapter on its own. Which I mean, I guess it's also still not like the full thing, because we get more in the next chapter.
Right.
But yeah, just like within this chapter, there's quite a bit that's been covered.
Yeah, this quarter of a chapter could be a full chapter. Oda could
Right,
expand
right.
upon it.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was just really efficient.
Yeah.
Super efficient. Yeah.
Hey, are you guys good to move on to the last chapter for the episode and the volume?
I'm
Yep.
good.
Okay. And we have chapter 742, Ever at Your Side. After 9 years, Kairos reached 3,000 victories and had earned the adoration of the people. The gladiator he defeated was King Riku in disguise. Riku knows Kairos went easy on him, proving Kairos is not the beast he thinks he is. He convinced Kairos to join as the captain of his royal army, telling him not to live on his past mistakes, but to use his power to protect people. Princess Scarlet was not happy with this development, making it clear she would never accept Kairos. She went as far as to demand he never touch her or her sister, Viola, though Viola could tell he's not a bad person. After an incident where Scarlet was kidnapped by pirates, Kairos managed to save her. He apologized for having to touch her in order to save her, but she cried and gave him a hug. Scarlet fell in love with Kairos, even though the people would never accept them together. She told her father she would rather die than live without Kairos. Riku respected his daughter's wishes, pronouncing her dead to the population of Dressrosa, so she could live a quiet life with Kairos. They had their daughter Rebecca together. Kairos, not wanting to touch his innocent daughter with the hands he considers to be bloodied, put on gloves to handle his daughter. One day, they saw the palace ablaze. Realizing he was needed, Kairos told Scarlet to take Rebecca to wait in the flower field, while he went to help with the king. Kairos was caught and chained up by Doflamingo as he held the blade to the disgraced King Riku's neck. Without hesitation, Kairos cut off his own leg, lunging at Doflamingo with his sword. In an instant, Sugar turned Kairos into a toy soldier. The toy soldier managed to grab Riku and flee the palace. Riku no longer remembered Kairos, but thanked the toy soldier. As he tried to make his way through the town and back to the flower field, he saw Scarlet being shot. Confused as to why she was here in the first place and not where he told him to stay, he realized they too must have forgotten him and their memories of him. He held her in his arms, unable to cry to feel her anymore. Scarlet requested the toy soldier to find her daughter, then died. Back in the present, Viola gets the toy soldier's attention as Gladius is on his way with some guards after realizing he was tricked by a fake Doflamingo. The battle in the Colosseum continues, though Diamante takes the opportunity to tell Rebecca that he is the one who killed her mother. Frankie has been defeated outside the House of Toys, being overwhelmed and outnumbered. At the underground port, the Tontatas cheer for Usoland, though he has been caught by Treble's sticky mucus. Doflamingo orders Treble to bring Sugar to the palace immediately. Usopp is no longer conscious, but Sugar decides to feed him the grape she believed was poisoned. The grape was so spicy, Usopp wakes up, screaming, and makes a crazy contorted face. This shocks Sugar and scares her so badly, she faints.
Our hero.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, is this Uzumaki?
Spirals, bro.
This is some body horror. This is some body horror I was not ready for.
Okay, so you want to start with the
eyeballs
last
are
page?
corkscrewing. How could you not? This is wild.
Yep.
This is wild. This has got to be the most extreme face we've ever seen Oda draw.
Yep.
This is
So
insane.
yeah, so when we talk about the interfaces, how they would come back, yeah, they've been brought to a whole new level.
Yeah, this is next level for sure.
Post time skip.
Wild.
New World Enter.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of this development of how they handle Sugar?
Hey, whatever gets the job done, right?
I just think
So
it's
I-
perfect that Usopp wins by losing.
Yeah. It's kind
It
of like what you were
literally
saying
is
before.
Usopp. Yeah, it's just him truly being who he is. No frills, no overblown pomp and circumstance. He's just fucking suffering. And that in itself scares Sugar so much. I love it. I think it's the perfect way to have him solve the conflict.
Yeah, I want to point out that Usopp basically did nothing. So
Yeah.
the way that this played out, it was Sugar who ended up being her own undoing. Usopp was defeated. She did not even have to feed this to Usopp. She could have just let him go or killed him another way, turn him into a toy. But because she decided to take the grape and feed it to Usopp, this is what happened. Usopp didn't take action. Usopp didn't make a sniper shot and get the grape into her mouth. Usopp lost, and as a rub in his face, they decided to take this action that ended up backfiring on them.
I also had that vision. I was like, Usopp's gonna like slingshot this grape into her mouth. I definitely also picture that
Yeah.
happening.
It's so set up for it.
It's so set up for it, and then it never happens. And
Yeah.
also of note, I feel like Sugar drops the grape into Usopp's mouth and closes his mouth, but doesn't turn him into a toy. So I wonder if it's like either just the fingertips or if there's like an intention to ability.
I think it might be
Yeah.
that she just wants Usopp to suffer because, like, we do see in Kyros' flashback that he says he can't even feel the warmth leaving Scarlet's body. So maybe, like, oh, if you're a toy, you don't have as much sensory input,
Mm.
or maybe just like the lack of being able to die. I guess because Sugar doesn't know it's hot sauce.
Yeah, she
Um,
thinks it's poison.
yeah, I think it's just she like wants his like organic body to fucking die.
So she
Yeah.
intentionally doesn't turn him into a toy.
Correct.
I think so.
Yeah. You think it's intent, not or like not specific. Like
Yeah,
she
she
needs her
says,
fingertips,
"You eat
maybe she
it
like uses
and
her tongue.
die." She's trying to kill him right
Gotcha.
now.
Yeah, I think she doesn't want to turn him into a toy.
I just wasn't sure if it was like an automatic thing or if it was kind
Yeah,
of
she has
like
control over it.
what's his name who throws things. But I guess he wears gloves so that he wouldn't.
Oh, Vanderdecken. Yeah.
Yeah, like Vanderdecken who like
Right.
can't control. It's like it's always active no matter what he touches. That happens. But this
I
is
see what you're
not
saying.
like that. There seems to be like she has to intend to turn her subject into a toy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, quite a twist.
Yeah.
Quite a twist.
Yeah, definitely memorable panels here. These faces are hilarious. Yeah, so this whole thing is just it's so great. I love that this is the end result.
Yeah, amazing.
But we don't know
Also,
what happens after this. This is where we're gonna like leave this chapter, so we don't know what
Oh,
actually
I
happens.
Know. Such a
we do know
cliffhanger.
we do know that Cavendish, Hajrudin, and Dagama are very excited for Usopp to do this, though.
Oh yeah, we got the little faces in there. I don't even know if I caught that. That's
Yeah,
kind of another
they're kind
another
of
interesting
bargaining.
thing about reading manga is like because you can kind of see in your periphery like events that are coming up, and I feel like sometimes I'll glaze over or read quickly through panels because I
Mhm.
see Usopp in this trapped like cocoon here of snot, and I want to get to that panel like as soon as possible. I feel like it's like
Right.
a subconscious thing, you know. It's like
Yeah.
that's why like page flips are so huge in manga, which is like
Yep.
which we got here. We got an incredible page flip,
Yeah.
top notch page flip. But yeah, I feel
I
like I
think
scanned over some of those details because I was like, oh no,
I think that's Oda. So that's a tool. It's a feature of the medium that Oda utilizes really well, especially like at the point in the story we are right now. Because like okay, especially post time skip, there's so much like oh this thing from like so many chapters ago just suddenly became relevant in this new way.
right?
And like as we've gone further and further into the story, the pages just get denser and denser and denser, and there's all these little, like you're saying, periphery panels. And so it's at a point where like I, who is like you know, this is my first reread of Dressrosa, second read of Dressrosa overall. Even throughout this volume, like I read like I think the first chapter of this chunk like last week. I read one last night. I read two on my lunch break at work today, and I read the other two like after I got back because like I was like in a space. I'm on my couch. I have time to read. I definitely feel like much more aware things happening in this chapter and like potential and to a bit the previous one. Then those two I read in my lunch break. I'm like I need to ritualize my reading of One Piece now. I need to like set aside like the right time, the right space, so I can fully get there. And
Totally.
Oda rewards readers who like try and like get every little bit. He's not gonna make it harder. He's not gonna make it harder to get like the full story for someone who like you know is like, oh, I want to see that panel. But he's gonna make it worth your while the more time you put in there.
Yeah.
He's just so
100%.
good at that.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
those
even
little
for me,
details.
like sometimes I go through, and then it's like I read, and then I go through, I kind of like thumb through for the summaries to like try to like recap like the main beats and stuff. Even then, sometimes I still miss things or like I misinterpret something. When we start talking about things, you guys point out things I didn't even pick up on. So I mean, everybody's gonna have a different reading experience, but that's why you know rereading the series I think is so rewarding because sometimes you catch things you didn't see the first time, or Even just going back, like, oh yeah, I forgot about this little detail, or like, oh yeah, that happened here. So yeah, there's always like little things to like find here and there that can be so rewarding just going through the series. But yeah, I think Oda does reward those readers who do try to pick up on details. That's why a lot of the SPS is like people writing in about, oh, I noticed like this, like in the background of this panel, like this thing on this guy's shirt said this thing, and it's like, oh, Oda's like, I'm surprised you saw that. I didn't think anybody would notice it. But there are people that will catch like every little
Yeah.
detail.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Or
It's
Panda
crazy
Man.
how he's it's crazy how he has at this point been like basically carrying Jump on his back for the past 10 to 15 years. He's like, oh shit, I didn't think anyone would look that closely at it.
Oh, you
Oh wow,
noticed.
you paid attention. That's amazing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got millions of people, like millions of eyes on this thing. Like people are gonna notice everything
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
collectively. Yeah,
This is really endearing.
yeah. But yeah, we do get a continuation of the Kairos backstory here, and he's earned his reputation, with his unprecedented run at the Coliseum before he decides to throw it in. So then Kairos is rewarded for his fight with King Riku, where he's like, "Come on, dude! Like you've punished yourself enough. Like, how about you put that ability towards protecting people? We can put you to good use. Like you're a good guy. I know you are. So stop beating yourself up." So he kind of gives him like his chance to move forward, and the people have already started to respect him at this point. So people have kind of like gotten over like, oh, he's the beast now. Like now he's like Kairos, the legendary gladiator. So he's won the people over, and he's kind of like earned his place to be in society. Although it seems Scarlet is still a little hesitant to, to join the rest of the people who adore him now. So, any thoughts on this developing relationship with Kairos and Scarlet?
This is another touching Oda backstory. I love this. I think that, I mean, to fake her own death to elope with Kiros and King Rico being cool with that is pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think a lot of kings would be like to go along with this. Like, no, you're ridiculous. You can't marry that man. But yeah, he's like, all right, yeah, all in. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't. But I think this just shows like how much that he respects Kairos.
Yeah, we've really gotten the full Kairos story. It's so, yeah, I know we just said it, but it's so impressive how much Oda can pack into these pages.
Yeah.
And we also get
I
the
think
reason that, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think the only thing that I would have wanted from this was, I guess, more time for the Kairos Scarlet relationship to grow. I don't think it's something I necessarily need to be sold by the backstory or to like get the main points of it. It's just something I think I would have enjoyed. I think I just would have enjoyed seeing this relationship blossom more. I mean, I'm not gonna complain too much. It's like, ah, they're cute. It would have been cool to see, I
Yeah.
guess, more of Scarlett's like the finer points of her of the way her thinking changed about him, but like the overall arc, it is there, and for the amount of time we have, it does work.
I think it's sweet. Again, I know he doesn't have a lot of space here, but I feel like the space he does use is very effective. Because Scar does have a big turn here. Because at first she's like, "I don't want anything to do with you. Don't touch me." And then Kairos is kind of like he goes in and saves her from the pirate attack. So I think this is like the turning point where she does realize like, okay, well, Kairos isn't a bad guy. Even when like
He's
he goes
committed to.
even he goes to rescue her, it's like, "Forgive me, lady, but I'm gonna have to like touch you in order to save you." Like, and then she like hugs him, which I thought was really sweet. So like she has a big turn here where she goes from like "don't touch me" to like actively hugging him, and be like, "Thank you for saving me." But then like this whole like
Yeah.
little sequence, like I think it's just very sweet how she's like doing the cooking and she seems like happy, and then she gives him the food and he's like, "I don't know how to like handle this." And then like we have like the moment where like hanging out. It's, like the silent panels I think are very sweet here because it looks like
Yep.
she's like
Mhm.
kind of like sitting on the swing by herself. But then we see like it looks like maybe some time has passed and like it starts to snow and now they're like sitting together. So just like that little like transition from that panel to the next, I think is just a very sweet and effective way of like telling the story without even like having any words. I thought that was just like a sweet way to show that the things have developed a little bit over time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I do really enjoy.
But I could see how it does seem quick because he doesn't have that much time to develop this. But
Yeah,
again, like this is the main like point of the story. It's just like a little blip in this flashback. But I
yeah.
think it's cute the way that he does manage to tell it.
Yeah. And to your credit, like the act of saving her, that does cut to the heart of like her problem with him. She thinks, no, you don't care about anybody. You are just a
Mhm.
ruffian who's just here for violence. And in that act, he did disprove that. So there was, enough to change her, I guess, to affect her thinking, and
And he was
it did the
respectful
job it
about it.
needed. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Showed respect for her too. Yeah,
Yeah, and then, we also get the birth of Rebecca. Yeah, any thoughts on, Kairos' relationship to Rebecca?
so cute, so
So
funny.
cute. Yeah.
Cries as soon as he picks her up.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
bad.
Rico visiting.
Yeah, I feel bad that Kairos kind of feels like he almost doesn't deserve to, like, hold his daughter. So he has to, like, put the gloves on, and, like, he's afraid to, like, kinda, like, dirty her with his hands, like, he thinks, like, it's something that's going to spread to her. Scar's like, "Kairos, like, just hold her, like, she's your daughter," you know? So, like, I think it's also, like, very sweet of, like, Kairos, like, he wants to be, like, a good dad, but, like, there's still that part of him that's, like, almost rejecting, like, that humanity where he's like, "I'm not good enough for this." So, yeah, there's still that little bit that's, like, holding him back from being a full, engaged father here. Not that he doesn't want to, it's just, like, he feels like he doesn't deserve that.
So he's been like conditioned to think that way. That he's like this
Yeah.
Mm.
beast.
Mhm. And, the grandpa time panel, this is very, reminiscent of the King Cobra.
Yeah, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
The bandit mask. You know, the king sneaking out to, like, see their daughters.
So cute.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we see things take a turn where this brings us to the night that Doflamingo overtook the kingdom. We see the palace burning, but this gives us more. This fills in more of the gaps, and we get a better sense of what happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Kairos, who's been now captured by Doflamingo. Even though, like, he doesn't have any powers, they put, like, sea prism stone cuffs on him, and he makes a decision to cut off his own leg. So this is how he had lost his leg. It wasn't in the Colosseum. It was his own doing.
So good.
Amazing. Yeah. Just great
Fire.
writing.
But even Doflamingo was like, "Hey, I heard how powerful you are. Like, I want you on my side." But, yeah, Kairos is like, "No, I'm not doing that." So he's like, "I'm saving the king."
And as soon as he threatened his wife and daughter, he was like, let's go.
Yep.
And you can kind of see why maybe Sugar forgot to do
The
um,
contract.
the contract because everything kind of happened so quickly, and
Yep.
the soldier makes a pretty quick escape.
And
Yeah, it was
Dolphy's
like
life
the
was
heat
at
of the
risk in that
moment.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was purely reactionary. It wasn't an intentional, like, premeditated thing.
right.
It's
And it
something that
wasn't in a
she
controlled space. It was, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So she kinda didn't really get a chance to, like, do that, and that's what gives him the opening to get away for now and remember that to have that free will.
Yeah.
So that's why he's unique to the other toys.
When Leo mentions it first, seems kind of convenient, but it makes perfect sense here.
Yep, here's the context.
yeah,
Yeah, now we get the other side of so this gives more context as to why Scarlet and Rebecca were out in the flower field
Mhm.
and why Scarlet was like, I'm going to leave to go get food, and then why the toy soldier came back with Rebecca's body.
right.
So we know what Kairos is now doing. Like, we knew that he was a toy soldier that was Rebecca's father. We didn't know who he was exactly, and like when he turned into a toy exactly. But we see that he came from the back to the flower field. But unfortunately, he witnessed his wife be shot to death by who we now see was Diamante. So this is why he was
Right.
taunting Rebecca because he's like, I'm the one that killed your mom. I mean, not a big surprise there after that previous scene, but we do get the confirmation that that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this scene is just like gut wrenching. So Kairos having to experience this loss in the body of the toy soldier, where he can't even properly process and grieve for Scarlet, and this is where he has like, the internal monologue where he can't even cry, he can't feel her body and like feel the warmth leave her body. So this is very cruel that he has to go through this loss in this state, and he can't even he can't even like say goodbye properly.
Yeah. Heart wrenching.
Horrifying.
And this line, these 10 arms of mine cannot feel cannot even feel the warmth leave your dying body. I mean, kind of got like a similar phrase, I think, a few volumes ago, where he said like these tin eyes can't cry tears or something like that.
Mm,
Yep.
mhm.
Gosh, just gut punch.
Yeah, the limitations of him being in this toy soldier body, he can't feel these proper human emotions, and because he can't cry, it's interesting that it's raining, so Oda can kind of almost give us the impression of the crying, but he's not actually able to cry. But it looks like he's crying because the water is kind of like rolling down his face, but he can't actually shed proper tears for her.
I think the line work on Kyros's face in this page is incredible. Like you
Definitely.
mentioned, the raindrops, being analogous to tears, but I think just the shadowing on his face, just like the little speed line showing that he's just like jittering in this new body that can't like physically process what is going on. I think it hurts.
Yeah, and we can see like the rattling, so like we like
Yeah,
kind
right.
of shaking, but like
Yeah,
it's the effect of being a toy.
really sells the out of body experience he's having.
Yeah, and, like, the only reason why Scarlet even, like, kinda left where he told him to stay was because she didn't remember being told to stay by Kairos, like, she doesn't have that memory anymore. So she's like, "Oh, I need to go and, like, find food for my starving daughter." I mean, Kairos was already a toy at this point, but, like, she probably could've stayed out in the field a little bit longer and, maybe hid and, like, he could've come back to, like, help him at some point. But, yeah, because she didn't remember, she's like, "Oh, I need to go out and protect my daughter." So she was trying to do the right thing to, save her family. Yeah, so it's just, like, horribly tragic how this plays out, and, Kairos experiences it this way.
I also really like the fact that on the next page, Oda does like tie this back into Kairos actually flashing back to the circumstance,
Mhm.
which I feel like there's probably been a couple where it's like this, but I feel like most flashbacks in One Piece are like usually someone telling what happened, like with Nami and Long Park, or it just being a moment and then a cut and then continuation of the same moment. But this literally is Kairos like reliving post traumatic stress might not be like the correct clinical term here, but like just the
Lost in
memory
thought.
affecting him in this, yeah, just affecting him in this moment as he's about to confront the source of his trauma. I think is,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's really well done.
Yeah, and, on that note too, the previous flashback that we had, in this volume was when, we had the conversation with Rebecca in the morning. Like, that was also him reflecting back
Yeah,
and thinking
yeah,
about
you're right.
the morning.
You are
So we
right.
see, like,
Yep.
how reflective Kairos is as a character and how much this has been affecting him. And he's hopefully at a point where, like, he can try to be past this state. So he's hoping that, the plan follows through. Like, in his mind, he doesn't know what's happening down below, but he's like, "If everything's going according to plan, I'm this close to being able to turn things around, become myself again, and I can actually make a difference." But, yeah, he's kinda like right now, he's still stuck in that toy soldier body. He's just kinda waiting to become himself again.
And Bill and Luffy literally have to be like, hey, are you all right? Like, what's yeah.
Yeah. I did like this little interaction with Luffy and Kairos, and I like how Kairos tells Luffy that he likes Luffy's group because he says like pirates are also ruffians like by him like
Mhm.
him like he's ruffian by nature. So yeah, he kind of feels like a little bit of like that kinship with the pirates. Like yeah, I like you guys. Yeah. Meanwhile, the battle, the Colosseum, still ongoing, but I like how even when this all going on, Bartolomeo is still protecting Rebecca from Diamante, but Diamante is trying to get under her skin and like taunt her again, like confessing that he's the one that murdered her mother. And like, yeah, Rebecca's just like so angry at this point, and he's just like really trying to dig in the knife into her. All right. Do you guys have any other thoughts or anything else you wanted to discuss before we wrap up, or any other thoughts on the chapter or the volume?
No.
Who is ramping up, dudes? I feel like there was also a lot of ramp up. We had a lot of flashbacks and a lot of like Usopp's story
hmm
on this pod, but like there's so much still building up.
Yeah.
I
I'm
do. I
excited to
guess I
see.
do really like that Usopp's story is intertwined with a brave warrior story in the closing chapters of this volume.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't think of that.
Just occurred to
Yeah,
me.
that it really is. Dude, those were like the two main plots we followed. I feel like in this half of the volume,
Yeah.
nice pairing.
Yeah, so a lot of great reveals, a lot of great moments in this volume. This could change everything. The way that this ended.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Big time.
So yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see how things play out from here. But for now, that will conclude this week's episode of the We Are Reading One Piece podcast. You can find this episode wherever podcasts are found at We Are Reading One Piece podcast.buzzsprout.com or on the YouTube channel at We Are Reading One Piece. This is a spoiler-free channel too, where we record the podcast. So if you're new to the series, you can visit the channel there. You can also find me and this podcast on my YouTube channel at Pirate King Codex for more One Piece content. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can reach us at wereadingonepiece@gmail.com. We love to hear from listeners, so if you're enjoying the show, or if you have any suggestions on how we can make it better, let us know. Next episode, we'll be starting volume 75, Repaying the Debt. I've been Joel, and I've been joined by Evan
Thanks for listening.
and Cody.
Usopp stonks are back up on top, baby.
All right, well, be sure to bring along all the hopes and dreams, and we'll see you on the next episode.